Hey guys, welcome to Mitsubishi. First of all, I'd like to start by thanking you for your inquiry on this 2007 Mitsubishi Outlander Exceed in diesel. Now my name is Josh and I'm going to be showing you around this car just to make sure that you are buying the right vehicle and to ensure you that this car is everything we've described it to you on the phone as. Now starting off at the front of this car, I've absolutely loved what Mitsubishi has done with their dynamic shield design on their new Outlanders. And being the Exceed, you do get front parking sensors and the headlight washers as well. Now this beautiful black grille here, as I said, the dynamic shield does tie in very nicely with the chrome badging all the way around the car, and these projector headlights here give you plenty of visibility on the road. And this car does also have the fog lights for foggier conditions, and the chrome surrounding just ties in very nicely with the front of this car. Now we can supply genuine headlight covers if you want to protect your headlights from stone chips and fading and bug damage and any other kind of damage, and genuine smoked bonnet protectors, which do look incredible on these cars as well. Now the bonnet protectors do just prevent stone chips from the bonnet and prevent stone chips from chipping your windshield as well, which is an expense you would rather avoid for just a little bit extra. Now they are, as I mentioned, an extra cost, but in the long run they will save you a lot of money and save your car from a lot of damage. Now along the side of this car, this black and silver alloy wheel here, perfect condition and plenty of tread left in the tire as well. Along the side of this car we've got the chrome door handles and color matched side mirrors with the indicator built in, just to give everyone around you a very clear indication of when you're turning. Now it is keyless entry and ignition, so pressing that button there will just open the car up. It did just beep at me because I left the keys in the vehicle. And it does have 2 factory keys as well, so that's $300 or $400, and I'm a little clumsy today, I apologize. But these, being the Exceed, you get full leather interior, and these bolsters are in incredible condition. As you can see, people have been very careful getting in and out of this vehicle, and the driver's side does get a lot of wear, but it has been looked after very well. Now one other thing, it does have the Outlander scuff plates just here, which do look very nice when you open the door, and quite often what you see is a lot of damage along the door here when people kick the doors open and scuffing, but as you can see, this person was the previous owner was very careful with it, and there is no damage on that door, so you know the car's been looked after really well. Now the rear windows here do have privacy glass, but another accessory I would recommend is getting our bold carbon window tint. Now it is UV protected, and it is the darkest legal tint, so it just makes the car look better, keeps everyone inside cool, and prevents the interior from UV damage. Now our next alloy wheel here, once again, perfect condition and plenty of tread left in that tire as well. Moving along the back, we've got these nice brake lights here that do tie in with the rear tailgate as well, and we've got a rear washer and wiper, rear color matched parking sensors, and a reverse camera just under here. Now if I just press the button under there, the tailgate is very easy to open, and as you can see, it is an automatic tailgate as well, so pressing that button will just open and close it. Now it is a 7-seater being the Exceed, so the back rows of seats do fold completely flat and are that easy to pull up. And to put back down, this tab up here, just pull straight up and drop it. Now it does have a 12-volt socket back here. Your jack is in there and tools for the spare tire, and to access the spare tire, sorry, I'll just show you this, there is some storage under there. To access the spare tire, you just pop this open and wind it down. Being the Exceed, you do get the full-size spare as well. Now just pressing that button, and I'll let the tailgate close itself while we move around to the side of the car. The fuel filler cap on these cars is on the safe side, being the passenger side, and on the left hand side you'll often find the most amount of scratches on these 2 wheels, but this wheel is actually in perfect condition, a lot better than I expected it to be. Guys, this car's been really well looked after, as you can clearly see. Now along the side of this car, it is a very clean car. I can't actually fault it there. Oh no, that's just polish. There is a minor mark there, very, very minor if I'm being super picky, but probably from someone opening a door into it, but nothing to worry yourself with. And the wheel that's quite often the most often scratched, it does have one minor mark there, but Once again guys, nothing to worry about. It is very minor. The rest of the wheel's in perfect condition and plenty of tread left in the tire as well. What we'll do now is pop the bonnet and have a look at the engine. Alright guys, here we are looking at Mitsubishi's ever reliable 4-cylinder 2.3 litre turbo diesel engine. Now it is a 6-speed sports automatic gearbox. It's got a 5-star ANCAP safety rating and 7 cabin airbags, so that's a lot of safety in this car, and there's plenty of safety technology which we would be glad to go through with you when you come in. The power output on this engine is 110 kilowatts with a torque rating of 360 newton meters, so plenty of torque there if you want to tow, and being the diesel, that 360 is fairly higher than the petrol version of this vehicle. Now it is a 60 litre diesel fuel tank with a combined fuel consumption of 6.2 litres per 100, and depending on your driving style, if you've got a heavier foot, obviously these figures can change, but you can see an average fuel distance of about 968 kilometers from full tank. Alright guys, here we are inside this beautiful Outlander Exceed. Now on the driver's side door, we've got this beautiful wood grain finish going throughout the door, and you will notice it in other parts of the vehicle as well. But just in terms of features, we've got all our power window controls here. The front driver's side being automatic up and down, and then you've got your door locks, your window lock, and the controls for your power mirrors. Sorry, there's a bit of dust there. Now there is a button there that lets you fold the mirrors in, so it'll protect you at shopping centers and in car parks in tight spaces from other people hitting your car, because there are a lot of careless drivers out there these days, unfortunately, who don't care about side mirrors, but that's a story for another day. On the side here, we've got our forward collision mitigation button, so if you're going to have a accident in front of you, the car's not going to wait for you to react. And if your reaction time's a little slow, obviously that's going to be a great help to you. It'll just stop the car before you hit the car in front of you. Then we've got our lane departure warning, so if you're going to change, if you're drifting to the next lane or you've forgotten to use your indicator, the car will beep at you until you decide to use your indicator, or if you weren't paying attention and you started drifting, then you can just correct the car right there. Then we've got our parking sonar button and the button for our automatic tailgate. Now just above here, we've got a traction control button and a little button that looks like it's got 2 credit cards on it. Now what that does is change the display in the middle screen, so it shows you what you see, everything from your trip computers to your eco modes and your fuel consumption, service reminders and settings. Then we've got our automatic headlights on the right hand side, including our fog light controls. And then on the left, we've got all our washers and wipers. Now the front is actually automatic, so both with the headlights and the washers and headlights and wipers, just leave it in auto and let the car decide when it actually needs to use them. Now behind the steering wheels, we've got 2 very large paddle shifters, and they are rack mounted, so they are mounted to the actual steering rack. Pushing up and down and will let you change the gears manually, and no matter which angle you're holding the wheel at, they are always fairly easily accessible. Now on this beautiful steering wheel itself, it does have that piano black detailing around the side here, and it is leather wrapped, so it's very comfortable to hold. On the right hand side, we've got our cruise control settings, including the setting to change the distance for your adaptive cruise control, so it'll detect how fast the car in front of you is going and slow down accordingly. And then on the left hand side, we've got our media settings and phone settings. Now switching left and right through here, we'll just change the song or channel, and then we've got our volume settings as well. Then there's a little button here that looks like a battery. Now what that is if we move into the middle screen, I'll show you, it just brings up the camera. So it does have a 360 camera there, and a rear view camera as well. So plenty of guidance when you're parking. You've got no excuse if you hit anything around you. Now I will show you just the reverse camera as well. When you do put it in reverse, it shows you the reverse camera anyway. And when it's in that view, you've got that's a front view camera, not the rear view. So when it's in park or in drive and you press the camera button, it shows you the front view camera, but when you put it in reverse, it shows you there you've got the rear view and the rear view camera. So having sensors and cameras all around this car, it is very easy to park and very safe. Now this head unit, which you will notice in a lot of late model Mitsubishi vehicles, does have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, and the benefit of that is it runs Google Maps straight off your phone, so off your phone's mobile data. Now I know what you're thinking, oh, why doesn't it have its own inbuilt sat nav? That's so annoying. No, what it does is it saves you money on having to upgrade your maps. You get live traffic updates, you get live Google updates on your maps. And guys, we all have enough data to use Google Maps. If we don't use sat nav, I know I have sat nav in my car, but I don't use it because Google Maps is so much better. So yeah, Apple CarPlay, it's got Bluetooth, AUX and USB inputs as well. And then below that we've got our dual zone climate control, so the passenger can have a different temperature to you. Below that, a cover for your 12-volt socket. There is not a cigarette lighter in this because we don't smoke in our cars. Then we've got our blind spot monitoring button there, and the active on and off, so you can actually turn off the automatic tailgate. And if you're wondering what this slot is here, if you put your key in there, it just prevents the transmission, sorry, the electromagnetic transmissions, and prevents the interference with things like pacemakers. Now just under here we've got our 2 cup holders, which are nicely covered. It just hides away behind that that panel there. And if I bring the car into drive, you can actually just put it into low if you want to have a little bit of extra torque, especially if you're towing or trying to go uphill. And behind that we've got our 4-wheel drive button, so if you leave it in eco mode, it'll do whatever it can to save you fuel. If you have it in 4-wheel drive auto, it'll detect when it needs all 4 wheels and kick in itself. We've got our electric park brake and auto hold button, so if you're stopped at a traffic light, the car, and you push the brake all the way in, the car will just hold itself. Then we've got heated front seats because we all like being warm in winter, and a split system center console, so if you want to keep a wallet or something in there you can. And then a very large console here with 2 USB ports and a 12-volt power socket as well. Now what I'm going to get the camera to do is pan around the interior of the vehicle and just move up to show you the automatic sunroof in this vehicle as well. So just pushing that open, we'll just slide the sunroof open, and pushing it closed, we'll just slide it closed. Very easy to use, and we all like seeing out the top of our car. Now the interior of this car is in incredible condition. It's been very well looked after, so you know you're getting a well looked after, well serviced, and yeah, just an all-round fantastic vehicle. Alright guys, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch the walk around video on, once again, this stunning Outlander Exceed. As you can see, this car has been looked after incredibly well. It presents in near immaculate condition for a 2017 model. Guys, this car is everything you need, is everything we've described it to you as. You just need to come and see it for yourself and decide exactly for yourself. Now, it does actually qualify for a premium mechanical protection plan. Now what that is it covers you for 5 years or 200,000 kilometers on the clock for 181 parts of the car, and that does add to the new car warranty, which this car does still have a couple years remaining. If you want to hear more about that plan, or come and check out the car for yourself, I'm sure you're already accessorizing it in your mind. As I said, bonnet protector, window tint, paint protection, they're all things you're going to want to consider, and they're all things we can give you prices on as well. And if you're financing with us, we can work it all into your finance payments as well. Julie and Mario are very good at what they do, and they would be glad to help you out in that respect as well. So if you want to hear more about that, if you want to hear more about our finance, if you want to hear more about the car or any of the plans I've just discussed, please give us a call on 9907 0555. My name is Josh, and have a great day.